Okay. Here we are again. Goodness sakes, it's been a while since I streamed. I need to remember how to do this. We are going to be doing something. Let me make sure my stuff is working. Goodness sakes. Okay, sweet. We're going to be potentially starting a whole new project. Kind of a classic move by me. You know, I was talking to New Jank just a few minutes ago on his stream. He was saying how he needs to lock in and, really finish something. My answer to that is, of course, yeah, I should too. And of course, I'm starting a new project. I believe, at least. I think I have the idea of what I want to do. Let me make sure I've got everything set up here. Man, I'm so bad at this now. Okay. By the way, thank you, Junicorn Jenny, for the follow. Appreciate it. So our old game that we were working on, our old project, right here, is this one, which has a lot of potential, but the whole thing with this was I was just going to go all in on making it feel and look good, and there wasn't going to be much gameplay. It was going to be more just using whatever artistic skills I can to make a cool experience. And I have in some ways done that, at least in this prototype of it. But the problem is that I'm then going to have to animate out a bunch of story elements, which is really tough. And there would be so much animation going on in these different worlds that I was trying to build. Even though I love watching this stuff happen. Also, it's crazy that I have like half the primitives in this scene than I do in the hub world. That's wild. Asteron, hey, what's up? Long time no see. It has been a long time. I also haven't been streaming much ever since the move. Oh, that thruster's going crazy. I can return to homeworld. Looks cool. Thank you. Yeah, this project was my most recent. That is more of a. It's supposed to be a. Oh, you know what? I gotta take this call. I'm gonna mute. I'll be right back. Sorry. Okay. We have an ad break coming up. Classic. Yep. I had to take that call because it's official moving to Finland business. Because I just moved to Finland. I don't know if you knew that, Asteron, if you're still hanging out. But yeah, I did indeed move to Finland. Okay. Now, one of the things you did not know. Okay, yeah. I moved all the way to Finland. It is currently it's about 0 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So very cold out. It's very snowy as well. You can't see out the window, but there's snow everywhere. Finland, yep. Finland is the place. Yeah, so my wife is from Finland, so we've moved here. I mean, she's lived here her whole life, but yeah. So weather's the same here. Where are you based out of again? If you want to say, you don't have to, obviously. I'm gonna start doing some planning. Romania. Oh, okay. I had no idea. I don't think, maybe you had told me in the past, but. So now I'm in the same, like, continent as you. It's -3 a few days ago, yeah. Yeah, it's chilly. Now it's just cold and wet, yeah. Here it's very dry cold. Like, step outside. I'm trying to think, what is it in Celsius? Because it's about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, about -17-ish degrees Celsius. So just like step outside and instantly your face hurts. Like, ugh. But it's not too bad. I don't have to be outside that much. But I am from Washington State, where it's more just cold and wet, but not super cold, but really wet, like always. I was talking Celsius. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been used to this. For a while, it wasn't too bad. It was right around, like, in Celsius, it would be right around 0 to, like, 2 degrees Celsius. But then the last couple weeks, it's been, like, cold. But it isn't wet, which is nice. Because wet, like, when it's wet and cold, you feel the cold more. Because in Washington, if it was even close to freezing, it would be so rainy that it would be like you just get soaked and you're super cold. So I've got kind of a new project. Oh, by the way, Asteron, remember early on, way back, when we were trying to figure out how to do small planets? It was like one of the first projects that I worked on. I just could not figure it out. Now I technically have a small planet working, but I don't have the interaction between planets. Well, I did. I actually tried to do it and have like a moon that you could go to. But the problem is it didn't. I could have spent more time on it, but it didn't quite work the way I was hoping. But like it's cool, like to finally have figured out like a planet that feels good to, you don't like run around, because this guy you can just kind of keep jumping and floating. But once it goes 0, yeah, then it will be it'll be freezing. Yeah. Moon animated to orbit or physical orbit. It was basically animated to orbit, so I wasn't using, even with this, I'm not using real physics. That would be the other thing, is if I tried to do that. Hey, Yamigeist, thank you for the follow, man. If I tried to do that, then like a game that involved planetary physics, then I would just do real physics. But it's cool just thinking like around this time 2 years ago, I was trying to figure this out, and then it's like, oh, this little setup I have works. And these guys can all pathfind, and they stay correctly aligned. But I need to start planning out my my new project here. If the calculations are off, moon crashes into planet. That would be the hard thing to figure out, right? Channel is if you are doing it in real physics, then you have to make sure that the path is correct, the initial velocity and all that. Maybe you could do some sort of just corrections to, like, if it starts getting too close, you know, give it. Just kind of fake it, basically. But it would be really cool to try to use, like, real physics. Because that, what is it, Outer Wilds that does that? And this sun here, this is just on an animation too, but hire NASA devs to do it. Yeah, that'd be good. But unfortunately, as much as I love this project that I was working on, it just doesn't have a clear, defined goal of... Well, it does, but it's just too hard. I think it's too hard. Because this whole planet thing here is just the little hub world where you start out. And then the whole idea of this project is you jump into the portal. Then you drop into a new world where you get to experience some sort of story, right? So in this story, it was going to be some sort of sci-fi battle, where you're kind of following a group of mechs as they go through a city during a battle. But the problem is, it takes a lot of animation, it takes a lot of artwork, it takes a lot of storyline and, like, trigger points, and there's not much gameplay to it. You just kind of watch a story unfold. This is the bare bones visual prototype that I put together. Nothing's really happening here, besides me just playing around with spaceships blowing up. But then the next world that you go to might have a completely different storyline, completely different setting. It could be a fantasy world. It could be, you know, just basically an entirely different setting and story. But it's really hard to make that work at any length because it's so much work for not that much, like, gameplay. So that's why I'm trying a new game. I'll show you real quick. Those guns almost make the Battletoads pause music. Isn't Battletoads the one that's a fake game, or am I misremembering? The other game that I was working on before this one is the one where I kind of lost direction, and I could just rework this game into the new project that I'm trying to do. There is so much in this already that I could just use it. The old arcade NES game, okay. So this game is kind of the one that I would be, if I wanted to cannibalize a lot of systems and stuff, I could use this. Or I could just start on this one. You'll see the water pop in because I was playing around with making this water here. But this is like my original game, right? That I was really working on recently, which has this survival aspect to it. You can, you know, go collect resources. build your base out. And you can, you know, place objects. So a lot of the systems are already kind of built here. Why does it say press E to interact with crafting bench? Okay, now I can do that, even though the crafting bench doesn't do anything. But like, I have so much of this stuff already here. In the simple forms. Oops. I have inventory, I have resources, some crafting. And so there's, the only thing that I would kind of need to change is the base building, because I ended up building a lot better system for base building. Into a plugin that I made. And so I would kind of have to revamp that. But a lot of this stuff, like, I don't want to have to rebuild, like the tool system, and but also a lot of the code in this is really bad, and I would rebuild it anyway if I was trying to make it a real game. So it's like, do I just bite the bullet and start basically from scratch again? Have I tried Enshrouded? No. Let me take a look. Co-op survival action RPG. Okay.
I know I've said this a few times in the past, but just in case it wasn't already abundantly clear. Aura, which does AoE healing around me. You got woodlands, deep forests, swampy bogs, deserts, there's snow-capped mountains, and then the recently added rainforest zone. The other thing that they've done
I liked the previous game, at least the little planet part, not the where I assumed you could travel between many other small planets just by flying to them and chatting. Yeah, that would be sick. It's been a while since I checked your stream. Yeah. So, by the way, this game does look really cool. I'll show you what I'm thinking for the new game. And let me, because the vibe of the small planet game is pretty sick. Although I don't know if I want to make a bunch of little planets. Maybe, I mean, that is a cool thing. But that's not where what my brain's been working on recently. I had AI just basically generate some art to kind of explain what I was looking for. I don't know why it thinks I'm not logged in. But this is the vibe I'm gonna try to go for. Dark forest, cozy, just like this. You build your base, you decorate it. Very cozy, some survival aspects, but nothing too crazy. Heavy on the vibes, which that's what I'm best at. This is like the vibe. And so I think the thing that we do is we do start over with a new project. And this is always the most fun part of every project, is starting, because then you just you can blaze away. Could also make a multiplayer like Minecraft in space. See, that's one game that's my dream game to make, actually. Tannel is like Rust in space. Need to explore other worlds for different resources. Yeah. The problem with whatever you call it, multiplayer, is I've never done it, don't know how to do it, and it's difficult. And then it's a lot more than just getting people in the same game. You've got the whole like matchmaking, if you have some sort of matchmaking, or you have server browser, you have lobby, you have all of these things. I'm not quite there yet in my abilities. And Shrouded is like Minecraft plus Breath of the Wild. It looks like that, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call this Scene Manager, save. Even though that doesn't really make sense, because this is supposed to be a kind of open world thing. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll keep that for now. New folder, we're gonna do scenes. We're gonna do every scene has its own scripts and stuff within its own folder. Make a single player game is already hard. A multiplayer is probably a terrible idea for indie devs. Like, it is tough. It's really hard. Like, my brother is making a multiplayer game, and it actually works. It works well. But he's been doing development as a professional for years and years, and he's really good at it. And it's been mostly web and app development, where he already has a good idea of networking and all this stuff. And even for him, it's taken 2 years on his project, but it does work really well. As in, you can build and edit terrain in a Breath of the Wild aesthetic. Man, doing like voxel terrain and stuff would be so nice. Okay, we've got scenes, we've got materials, I guess. Well, let's start with our create a new scene in here called Forest. Okay, scene manager, we're just going to throw Forest in there. Okay. We're going to need a player. Oh, whoops. I'll do this. Okay, we've got our character, or our player. Let's go, open up another Godot here and just copy over from, we could do from, no, survival has too much stuff in it. We could do from DS Inventory Lite. Honestly, we should probably just grab You know what? This is what we're gonna do. We're deleting everything we just did, and we're going to pull over from our plugin. Godot 4, where's our dark forest? There we go. We're just gonna grab DS inventory light. Scene manager. Okay, we can still save this. We're gonna drag main into here. Okay, let's see what happens. Project settings, plugins, enable. Reload current project. Oh, we need to also grab all of these and put them back. Copy. I accidentally deleted them from my plugin folder. Okay. Reload current project again and see what happens. Back in the days, you had to decide if you're going with TCP, IP, or UDP. You had to work with raw sockets figured out. Let me close out of this. And then figure out how to implement rollback when clients got out of sync. Now there are frameworks and libraries that take care of all that. Multiplayer isn't that scary anymore. I think it's more that for Godot specifically, it hasn't quite been like... There's not quite the infrastructure around it. Okay, so we just need to add the auto load. Now we can reload it again and hopefully it just works. But this will give me a lot of breathing room. Why? It's there. Why is it not declared in the current scope? DS inventory light. Project settings. DS inventory. Oh. reload current project again. Oh, we don't have any of the inputs. Up, down, left, right. Let's go to our example scenes. Right click, drop item, interact. Left click, middle click. Drop item, interact. Jump. Toggle inventory. Sprint. Okay. W S A D. Right click will be right click. Left click. Middle click. Middle click. Drop item, we're going to do V. Interact E. Jump space. Toggle inventory tab. Sprint shift. Close. Okay, let's try this. And it's broken. And now it's not. Okay. Okay, so we have this showing up. We can pick things up. We can open a box. We can bring them over. We can split stack. Did I just never... Did I never add the middle click drag? That's fine for now. Okay. Okay, we now have an inventory system. It works somewhat. It looks bad, but it works somewhat. Okay. We can grab, this is example scenes, example assets. We're going to do a new one, create a new one called scenes. Create a new folder called player. Okay, this has interactable. What does interactable do? It just has a parent. Okay. Player has current focused interactable, I assume. And next focused interactables. Okay, then we are going to have to bring in our build system into this. But first, let's just build our main scene. Let's do a new folder. Okay. Now we go to Blender. Actually, first, let me look at Kenny assets. There's the Fantasy Town kit here that I could pull from for the quick prototyping. I don't know though. I feel like I'd rather just build stuff. First, let's just add in our base building add-on, which may be difficult. DS base builder. And we need to go to Dark Forest add-ons. Okay. Add-ons, DS base builder. Copy that. Copy the example UI. Okay. DSBB Global does not exist. Reload current project. Things are just going to be breaking. This might be rough, but... Noskanag, what's up? How's it going in the YouTube chat? Have you managed to do independent and movable gravity zones? I remember you were also interested in that. I did that, but it wasn't working fully correctly. Sandwich, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. How's it going, Sandwich? Okay, invalid path, DS base builder, DSBB global, so we just need to name it correctly. Which I think, is that in here? Yes. Let's also go to project settings and let's do Okay, let's see what happens if we run it. Do we get errors? Okay, no. Okay, let's go to our player scene because I want you guys to all see. Oh, we need to go to our base builder add-on and actually see how to install our own add-on. GitHub. Component type, component blah, blah, blah. Base builder, instantiate it as a detection zone. Okay. So. We need to instantiate base builder. Boom. We have all of our things there. Okay. Example UI, build menu. Okay, I think we need to instantiate the build menu. We can go to project settings, input map, toggle, build, menu. Whoops. Copy that, delete that. Let's go here, paste that, add that. Okay, close, and in our player script, we can do just a quick if input dot is action just pressed, toggle build menu. Then we can grab both of these real quick. Build menu dot visible equals build menu dot visible. We need to do this right there. Not. Let's see what happens now. Oh, broken. Build resources. Right here we need to do base builder, assign that. And on our base builder, we should probably assign the player. Okay. Okay. Now we just can't click on anything because our mouse is still captured. So when we do toggle inventory, we do toggle inventory like that. We could do something like toggle build menu. Void. Equals, oh, whoops. Build menu dot visible equals value. Let's go back up to here. We can move this up. toggle build menu, not build menu, dot visible. But this also needs to do this. Then we could do UI open. We'll try that. Been good. What about you? I want to get into programming and making my own game. Nice. It's a fun process. It takes a long time, but it is worth it and it is fun. Sengeki, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, let's see what happens if I just do it like this. Broken. Item menu open. Blip. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Sometimes it just works. All right. Doorway. Oh, I am. Okay. Now we need all the stuff to actually be able to build. Player does not have a build position. This is item menu open. Okay. This is on this. Okay, this is on the slot. So on the player, what happens on our left click? We don't have anything. Okay, let's just do a quick look at our base building thing and see. Good to see you too, man. How you been? I've been good. Been good. Is this the previous project you worked on, or you worked the inventory system? Kind of, yeah. So I built a base building plugin. DS base builder being weird. This is the base building plugin here. Let's see if it just works. Okay. So this is where we have things like foundation, blip, wall. This is the plugin that people can use. Everything works pretty decently. Just deconstruct. Yes, okay, nice. Okay, how does our player look? We've got a connection detect, which is on the base builder, that's fine. We have our build menu. We have a snap. Base builder has that, player. I wonder what's going on here. What does my player have? He's just runs into one, but he's not on anything. I wonder if that's what it is. Quit to project list. We go back to our dark forest. Sorry, I didn't catch what you said about gravity. Oh, I didn't really mess around with that too much. I sort of got it. But it was like I could have it where when you get inside the moon's gravity, then you would flip around and land on the moon. But it didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. It was kind of jarring. I'm sure with some fine tuning, it would have been fine. But I wasn't doing real physics. I was doing kind of my own stuff. So it was a little janky. Okay, player. Let's take you off of one. And then on our here we have base builder. So now we can do, if I go to the player script, this is all kind of bad. We need to know whether or not UI open is true. Okay. So, in our left click and right click, I'll just put those in there. Okay. We're gonna do something like, we need some way of just setting whether or not we're building something. Let's do this for now. Label. We're going to do T for this. This is all just kind of so we can build this out. Where did I put that? There we go. Is building. Is building. Whoops. Here we can do a, this is bad, but it will all be removed. Okay, this basically just says, okay, if we're building, then if input dot is action just pressed. Oh, we can do a building label or state dot text equals str is building. That will just tell us if we're or if we're building or not. Okay. If is action is press left click. This is if we're building. Then we can do build. Oh, base builder. Dot. What is our place new structure? Place, whoops. Place component. Component needs to be base builder dot current build component. Base builder dot current current focus connection, parent node. We're just going to do get parent. Okay, we'll see what's happening. Okay, break, item menu open. This is just breaking for some reason. What am I working on right now? Pulling together a couple of my different plugins together to make my base building and my inventory system work in a new project. Okay, I'm not getting anything here. Oh, T. Okay, now it's saying current components. Connection.current components. Okay, so this is where I need to go. Fizz building. Here I can just grab. One second, I'm gonna hide screen for a second. I gotta open up my other project. Oh, it's a good thing I did that. Just got all of my API keys visible. Let's open a different folder. Okay. Boris, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you again. Okay, we've got a couple different things. We have toggle build state. I'm just going to copy this over. This is global.main. We can go ahead and add a new script. Why? Why are you being so slow? Doing great, and you? I'm doing solid. Just first stream back. Please, Godot engine, just work. Let me type in your editor, please. Excuse me. I'm trying to pull my plugins into a new project so I can get a nice start. But it is, there we go. Node 3D. Okay, we're going to go to Scene Manager, go to our main scene. Oh, this is the forest scene. We'll just do, in our main scene, we're going to do, create this and do func ready global.main equals self for now, and then we go to project settings, we go to globals, we do global. Oh, whoops, we do global, open, add, close. Okay, sick. Global class player, scenes player. Class name player. Why is that breaking? Toggle build menu. Do we have another toggle build menu somewhere? Yes, right there. We can just get rid of that. Connection detect. We should probably just do this. Okay, we're just trying things until things stop breaking. Let me get my music going again. Current focus connection on base object of type null instance. Let's try that again. Why is connection detect null? Also, I think this just literally needs to be moved. Item menu open. We're gonna do that, and hopefully that fixes that. Current focus connection on base type. Null instance. Why? Let's also put this on the head. So I think that's where it's supposed to go. Connection detect is null.